Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. So I would have done this video a hell of a lot earlier if Chiron, I think that's how you say his name, Chiron or Chiron. One of those has to be right. I was going to call him Chiron. So the day of the PTS first went live, he was available for a very short time, but there's bugs where he'll crash your game. Had that happen when I was trying to film the skin preview, so he was down for basically 2 days, just came up and now. So just doing a quick video just showing off his abilities for those of you who have not seen anything on him or haven't seen any gameplay, and how he kind of looks and feels and the mechanics of him, and some of my opinion. So bringing up the abilities here, so feel free to just pause and look at it. Starting with his passive, every 12 seconds he collects a herb, and each herb allows him to have increased healing bonus per stack up to 30%, which is 10% per stack. As well as each time he uses an ability, the lowest health ally within 30 units, I guess, is healed, consuming a poultice. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I can't wait till Japanese gods come out. I'm going to butcher everything. So a fairly supportive passive, honestly. Most hunters are looked at in the game and pretty much build like just hyper carry. They're just there for just attack damage carry. They're just meant to carry. But he seems a little bit more supportive and all around fairly decent. Let's go to his training exercise. It is a small ground target here, very similar to Nox's circle, where it just cripples and it does just that, which is actually quite cool to have a AoE cripple on a hunter. So that's going to be pretty helpful for one of you fights against another hunter, so that kind of prevents them from getting away. And as well as it does remove all CC effects from your allies in that circle, so you can use it as a direct counter to Nox. Team fight is very good. The cripple, however, only does last for 1 second, but in a team fight 1 second can be quite a bit, and that can allow some really good setups, as well as it can be used as sort of a minion wave clear as well. Now, his 2 masterful shot, you can best compare this to Zeus's charges. He passively applies marks with his basic attacks and also his ultimate, and you can kind of see it displayed as a little purple cross there. Let's actually it does not pop up for it doesn't pop up for minions. I forgot about that testing earlier. So you place marks on these targets, and then with those targets that are marked, they have physical protections reduced by a flat 3%. It doesn't scale, doesn't stack, so you have a little bit of a built-in execution. As you can see, it lasts for 3.5 seconds in the PTS. Just kind of keep that in mind, like some of these things could change for official launch, but yeah. So a nice debuff is always good to have for increasing your damage, since he doesn't have any enhanced steroids like I guess a majority of the hunters do. So he may activate this ability, and it fires just seeking arrows that, of course, they always land. So let's demonstrate this here. Got both targets. As you can see, a very fast and effective, shoots just everything with the mark. It also applies a slow for up to 35%, which is quite good. How's that compared to the Creep and Curse? Actually, I don't remember Creep and Curse scalings exactly. So it's basically having between a tier 2 and a tier 3 Creep and Curse. So that's fairly effective. Lasts for 3 seconds. Again, really handy in team fights, especially like you have to be pretty good at landing your autos for this to be really effective. So that could be a nice just AoE slow. Their early game 25%, that's fairly good as well. So don't really mind that too much. His 3 is Giddy Up. You saw me use it earlier. It's a very long charge. You can look at the length of it here. And the cool thing, as you can see there, you are able to fire basic attacks while you are charging. So again, you can really chase down somebody between crippling them, slowing them down up to 35%, and just chasing them and shooting them with the Giddy Up is really good for just chasing down people. As well as it kicks back enemies. So if you saw the skin preview, you saw how far you can actually kick somebody up. Let's see if I can kind of show you guys this. Yeah, so it knocked them from here all the way back to around here or so. So that's a fairly decent knock-up, or knock-back rather. So if you were to, I don't know, be crazy and just kind of just charge into a cluster team fight or whatever, you can really disrupt the team and things like that. Of course, like Sobek and Kepri, always charging forward kind of puts you in an awkward position. Most of the time, as you saw there, you can cancel it mid-dash. All you had to do is just right-click, and then it will cancel your dash. So that's really nice. And next is the Ultimate Centaurus. It's very just straightforward. It's kind of like ROM, where you have three abilities, and you can just, or not three abilities, you have three arrows and three shots, and you can just kind of shoot them, except this is more on the floor and horizontal. I'll just show you here. You pop it, and you can see I can shoot them right through walls. It is not global. I saw somebody ask that it's not global. It's a fairly decent radius though, or not radius, just kind of like length. As far as, okay, so he also heals himself per person you kill. So let's read it here. Even through walls, he cannot be killed during this ability. He does not die until he runs out of times or shots. Life and health is equal to damage dealt instead. So basically, kind of like Kali's ultimate in a way. So you pop your ultimate. If they try to kill you, you can't die until the time or you run out of shots. But if you kill somebody, you get some health back and you can kind of survive. So it's a fairly good ultimate. I like it quite a bit. You can move around, also applies to marks. So your next two shots after your first initial shot can do extra damage by applying the 3% debuff, or however much that is on launch. So overall, fairly rounded hunter. Not really I guess a carry. But I mean, if you can crit for 600 plus, I mean, I guess you're a carry. When each in-hand crit is a Kraken, I think you're good to go. And this build has Haste of Mentalis on it just for giggles. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of Chiron. I hope I said that right. So yeah, thanks. Peace.